Good morning, my friends and dear teacher. My name is Aarya. I study in first standard. Today I am going to speak a story from Arabian Nights. The title of the story is The Greedy Trader. Once upon a time, there was a rich trader. He was not born rich. His parents had left him a small treasure. But the hardworking trader worked day and night to grow his riches. Finally, he was the owner of 80 camels. He was the owner of 80 camels. He used to lend all his 80 camels to merchants who used to take one thing to another. So the trader was going to one city to another. Then he stopped. He spotted a lonely point and sat as his camel needed rest. After a few minutes, a saint came from nowhere and he sat beside the trader. He said, "Would you be interested in find some treasure?" So the trader said, "I would love to find some treasure." So the trader said, "First you need to tell me where the treasure is." So the saint said, the treasure is here. The treasure is not far from here." So they both traveled towards the treasure and they reached a little valley. The camels could hardly enter. The saint said, "Tell the camels to sit." So once the camels were on the ground, the saint kindled a fire from dry woods and threw a handful of perfumes on it. Suddenly, a huge smoke arose from it, and the saint parted it into two parts. In between, there was a beautiful palace. The trader rushed inside the palace. He filled all the 80 camels with gold, and the trader said, "Because you told me where the treasure was, I will give you one camel with gold as a gift." The saint laughed and said, "As I told you the treasure where it was, you should give me 40 camels." As agreed, the trader gave the saint 40 camels, and they both. So he filled all the sacks of his 40 camels, and the saint also filled the sacks of the 40 camels with gold. The trader jumped with joy and by holding necklaces and jewelry in his hand. Then when he said that the saint said that, "This is a vase. I am carrying it with me. It has a lovely ointment in it." The trader said that, "I'm sure you don't know how to ride good camels." So the trader said, "Why don't you give me 10? So the saint did not even think for a minute and gave him 10 camels. Again, the trader went to the saint and said that, "Can you give me 10 more camels?" The saint also gave him 10 more camels without thinking. He kept doing this until he had all the 40 camels he had given to the saint. Then he also went again. He thought that what will a saint do with this vase? So the trader went again to the saint and said that, would you be kind enough to share me that vase? The saint did not even think for a second and gave him the vase. The trader said, "What is the specialty of the vase?" The saint said, "If you touch a little bit of the ointment in the vase it has, on your left eye, you can see all the hidden treasure in the world. So, and if you touch it to a right eye, you will go completely blind." So the trader said, I am excited to test the powers of this ointment in this vase. So he said, "Please touch my left eye with the ointment." The saint did what the trader has told him. He shouted, I can see all the treasure around the world." Then he said, "Please can you even touch my right eye?" The saint said, "Son, I am warning you, you will go completely blind. Don't tell me to do such evil." But the trader said, "Please touch." Finally, the trader gave up and touched his right eye. And he went completely blind. He said, "Don't you have the powers to reverse this effect?" The saint said, "It is not the ointment who blinded you, it's your greed who blinded you. Only if you had went home with your 40 camels back, you would be a rich and happy man today. Greed never pays," said the saint. Thank you.